Hi, welcome to Laura's View and Tarot 2. I am so glad you're here. Today's date is Monday, August 7th, 2023. As you might be able to see in the corner of the screen here, I probably should have said hi and welcome to Laura's View and Alieska too. Because she is once again on the table. As soon as I set up, she wants it. And I don't have the heart to tell her no until I absolutely need it. So it's one of the beauties of being a home production, isn't it? Okay, well, she adds loving energy to the table, which helps the read, right? That's how I look at it. Okay, well, in this video, I want to look at something dealing with Space Force, Mr. T, and balloting issues. Okay, now understand I have to be careful about the phrases I use, but I should be pretty easy to understand if you've got your thinking cap on. I'm going to take you to a compilation that has just 2 items on it. One is an article from a site that I am not heartily recommending, but occasionally they have a good article. And I thought this was because of the link embedded in it. I'll explain as we go. And then just a really pertinent piece of information dealing with Space Force from a tweet that was put out over a year ago. So let's put those together and then see what we want to ask the universe about. Okay, here we go. All right. Well, over a year ago, there was a tweet put out by DC Drano. Okay. If you don't follow him, you should. Good patriot, good anon. Okay. It regards the Posse Comitatus Act. Okay. That prohibits POTUS, the President of the United States, from ordering active duty or National Guard, Army, U.S. Air Force troops from enforcing domestic laws unless they're requested by a governor during a rebellion, etc. But did you know Space Force wasn't added to the Posse Comitatus Act until 2022? That means that Space Force satellite surveillance could have been ordered by POTUS very legally to detect foreign interference in the 2020 election. So that makes evidence gathered during that election process or balloting process by Space Force absolutely legal and permissible in a court of law. That's huge, guys. That's huge. Now I'm going to take you to the article I've got a link for, Gateway Pundit. Okay. Mr. T doubled down on a Truth Social post that his son put out. He reposted it himself. And it contends or suggests that Space Force has evidence of 2020 balloting issues. Okay. All right. And the only reason it hasn't been presented so far is because Mr. T was trying to avoid civil war. Now, to me, that makes perfect sense. The interview, it's summarized here in the article, but if you'd just like to listen to the interview, which was done last Thursday on a British morning news show, Breakfast with Stephen and Ellie, Dr. Halper-Hayes made some of the same points that I've been making in my videos, if you listen. Okay, that a doorway has been opened with all of these indictments for Mr. T to do subpoenas and bring forth evidence that has not been brought forth previously. And again, it's interesting what doors may have been opened and what legal avenues may now be pursued. So I thought that was really interesting. And her interview is just 8 or 9 minutes. So I know you're busy, but if you want to listen to that, it's a good summary. She's very well spoken. And I appreciated the point she made. I also liked that many of them I have made in my videos. But then again, since I blend in some tarot with mine, I don't have a mainstream sort of appeal. And I am okay with that. Looking at what the mainstream media is, the less I resemble them, the better. But let's ask the universe, all right? The Mr. T is hinting that Space Force was indeed and legally used to monitor balloting interference issues in 2020. Okay, let's ask if he did, if that is indeed a true statement, and if there are other insights or information the universe wants us to know. So, was Space Force utilized to monitor balloting issues in the 2020 balloting? And are there other insights or information the universe wants us to know? Let's find out together. We have a helper. Allie, you can let me have the table just for a few minutes, sweetie. You can have it after I'm done. Okay. Okay, our first card is the Eight of Wands, showing up quite frequently in the situation dealing with politics lately. Queen of Wands, the Star, showing up in the recent past quite often in my readings. Then we have the Eight of Pentacles. Oh, the Tower. The Devil. Ooh. And the Ten of Swords. Wow, what a row. Okay, let's talk about those cards. Okay, so we were asking if Mr. T had used the services of Space Force for balloting. Oh gosh, Chloe. Move for balloting issues in 2020. I'm sorry. I get tickled by my kitties. Okay, so here's events are indicated by, and fast moving ones are indicated by the situation is the Eight of Wands. So we're coming into a period where this information may actually kick off some fast moving events. The Queen of Swords telling us a little more. What I'm getting is yes, and there's more information here. Let's kind of decode it as we go. The Queen of Wands is an optimistic card, an inspiration card, and very honest and truthful. So the truth is going to be coming out, absolutely, about information, data that was legally obtained through monitoring by Space Force during the election of 2020. The Star shows up in my recent past, as you know, from if you've listened to me before. The Star is a major arcana. We have 3 major arcanas out of 7 cards. It's an important question just by the way the appearance of the major arcanas. Right there, we have kind of a nod to the importance of the question. And the Star being the 17th one is my ultimate White Hat Alliance card. And the Star is in the sky. So yeah, Space Force was. And this is a recent past. Space Force monitored. The White Hats, the Alliance were on it, folks. Absolutely. Okay, there's a lot of skilled and intelligent and resourceful people who are on this endeavor to bring forth that information in a way that's airtight legal and may affect some huge changes. Now, why I'm saying it may affect some huge changes, we have a Tower moment coming up here. Again, a Tower moment. The Tower is struck from above, okay, and causes some huge shifts and changes, okay? It is a very much a path changer card, okay? Now, on the one hand, with the Devil on this side, the Devil card is telling us that, again, choices and consequences is kind of its main thing, but also some temptations. Now, I think I'd be stupid not to think that there were efforts made by the deep state to infiltrate Space Force to somehow damage and impact that information and information gathering. Okay, but overall, Space Force kept their integrity. Good job, guys. Good job. Okay, the 10 of Wands. This is a completion card. Okay, it's an end of an era. So we are coming up to where when this information comes out, this data, it's going to be a big game changer. We've been looking for tower moments, both for 46, for indictments and what have you. These series of indictments are playing into the strategies and 5D chess of Mr. T and his team quite nicely. And it is going to result in a tower moment, okay? And remember, we are going from dark to light. So despite the efforts and hopes of the shenanigans gang, it's just an ending is coming, an ending. And it's not to Mr. T, because we were asking about the information and would it come forth? Yes, it will. It absolutely will. Let's get 2 more cards, see what we have for another major arcana, the Empress, and another Wands card, a determination card. Okay, so the Empress card is the ultimate divine feminine energy, very loving, nurturing, life-giving at times. Just a nod to us that even though there's some big changes coming up, that this information may be a catalyst for some change. We have nothing to worry about, and a nod to the efforts and determination of the White Hats in the Alliance to bring this about and to do a course correction for our country. Now, we know one's also in process for the world, for humanity as a race, for all sorts of things, but this read is specific to the situation that is ongoing in the United States. So, interesting stuff, huh, Allie? Okay, you can have the table in about 3 minutes, lady. Hang on there. So let's recap, especially since I've heard that Canada blurs out my cards when I do that. Shame on you, Canada YouTube, okay? That's one of the reasons that I specify which card I have and what position it's in. So if you're in a country where that's happened to you, you can kind of follow along or do the layout on your own. So our question was, is there some truth to the speculation that Space Force was able to and legally allowed to and did some monitoring of balloting in 2020? And were there other insights or information the universe wanted us to know? Well, the situation, once again, as in some other regular reads, was indicated by the 8 of Wands, a card of fast-moving events. Okay, all right. And clarified a little bit by Queen of Wands, she is a card of optimism and accomplishment. So yes, they were able to do that. Absolutely. Then the recent past card, confirming it even more, we had the Star, 17th major arcana, my ultimate White Hat Alliance card, and again, indicating activity from above with the Star. So just confirming that, yes, they did. The rumors are true. And as we know from our review, they were legally allowed to. Up until 2022, they could be asked by POTUS to do that type of surveillance. Absolutely legal, no problem. The current card was the 8 of Pentacles. Again, showing some results as a result of a lot of hard work and effort and very, very talented and skilled labor. So there's been a lot of good, intelligent energy and strategizing that's gone into gathering this data and waiting until the opportune time to bring it forward. Okay, I'll hurry, Allie. You can have the table. The near future card, as a result of all this, tower moment, again, something from above causes a shakeup in the what should be a secure and stable environment, right? Okay, so there's going to be a shakeup, and the shakeup will be as a result of this information coming forward when it does. Now, a reminder, the shenanigans gang, okay, they're going to be outed, and they're still trying to do what they can to keep information away from the majority of people and to get people to compromise themselves, be blackmailed, what have you. So they're not going to give up their efforts. But luckily, in the case of Space Force, it doesn't feel like they've had a whole lot of success there. When they have, they've gotten wise to it, and they've been, those people that were able to be compromised have been used as controlled opposition. Result of the tower is going to be an ending of some situations. I look forward to that change. I really do. Not that I want less government. I don't just want to change a government. I want less. But I think a change starts a process to ending up with less. And then our sky events and the work we're doing to help our earth and ourselves to ascend is going to kind of tip the scales for the rest of it. So let's have the change that then can start the lessening. All right. That's the Laura's view part of this read. Then a couple of final cards. And now Alyeska can have the table. The Empress showed up, divine feminine energy. I have a suspicion that there is good representation of divine feminine energy amongst the White Hat Alliance and our benevolent off-world help. Whether they're our future selves, soul family, divine help, whatever, it's well represented and helping to bring some balance back into our world and some truth to counteract falsehoods. I have to cough. I'll be right back. And the final card was a card of determination. We had the 9, again, getting close to that ending, okay? Part of determination and hard work. And, you know, he's kind of like, you got something else, bring it. Okay. He's been in it to win it this far. He's going to see it through. And with the 10 of Swords showing up, that day is coming. So there's going to be some changes in the near future and some completion and some course corrections. So now remember, as always in my videos, I try to remind you, we don't look at the calendar. We look at events. And it's sometimes easier to find out, okay, this needs to happen before this does. But it does look like at the point at which Mr. T is able to legally bring forth that information, it's going to be a huge game changer. It's going to spark that tower moment. So again, we know what to look for, the marker to look for the change that'll happen after. That's it for this video. I thank you so much for your time, your viewership, your attention, your support, your positive energy. And I couldn't do this without you, and I wouldn't want to. And I send all of you love and light and everything bright. Until next time. Bye.